You are now tuned in to the Big Surfgod Show on the News You Can Use podcast. This is episode 5 of my reactions to all this debacle on my YouTube timeline. Let's go.
But I tried to explain it to you. Let's get into some of this straight game.
Life is like cards. It's not what you dealt, but how.
Shout out to Straight Game TV.
Did you know you can
Always say, if you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game, please do me a favor. The failed egregious lies that Wright Jr. confessed to this is because I didn't want to play the audio. I didn't, didn't feel like I needed to play the audio. I don't mind sending you over there to look at what is the confession. The title says it all. I confess why I manipulated Frank Alexander to fabricate Orlando's theft of Tupac's chain. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to understand something. The reason why Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. confessed to this is because I've been diligently exposing his lies. This is not the only lie that he's going to confess to. But this lie right here was the first lie immediately after the Tupac situation that involved trying to come up with a story in where Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was not even there. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. wasn't at the MGM Grand. He knows it. So he confessed because everything had already came out. And like I told you, he lied about the Suge situation and where he found out the information. That's also a lie. He just has not confessed to it yet, right? He lied about the subpoena situation involving Frank Alexander. So do you believe that he can confess to this lie and then try to come up with an excuse? So once again, pushing it out, right? I confess why I manipulated Frank Alexander to fabricate Orlando's theft of Tupac's chain. Amazing. We're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand this. We're talking about a high-profile murder in one of the most famous cities in America. The individual that was responsible for protecting Tupac and Suge failed, right? There was a video that he just made on his channel yesterday in which the title was basically that Suge Knight said that he told Frank Alexander to send 5 more security, right? Frank Alexander also said this is not any kind of game being played. If you've seen the video, and I'm going to come with that video, right? Frank Alexander said, I told Reggie that we would need more security that night, right? And what Frank is talking about is what Suge Knight allegedly told Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. In a private phone call in which Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. had threatened Suge Knight that he was recording him and saying at the end of the video that, oh, I don't have a Apple phone. So when I record you, it doesn't go beep, right? Because the Apple phones, if you recording somebody's conversation, it goes beep to let the person on the other end, let them know that they're being recorded. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. says that after Suge basically stood on business, and what he said about the 5 security guards. Suge never said that he told Reggie. He said he told them to send 5 more security guards. What I said was, yeah, when he's telling them to send 5 more security guards, he's telling Reggie, right? And as a matter of fact, Frank Alexander said it. I told Reggie that we would need more security. Where did Reggie get that from? He got it from when Suge Knight told him. So what Suge Knight said was actually true. Reggie was trying to, in his alleged conversation, trying to get Suge to change what he said. But Suge stood on business. So later in the video, at the end of the video, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. threatens Suge, sends out a subliminal threat, should I say, and saying that, oh, yeah.
Insurance companies do not want you to know this if you have been in a car accident within the last.
And we have seen a lot of inconsistencies. Suge talks about everybody but Reggie. It's like he's saving the best for last. That's crazy. It's kind of crazy. Right? Definitely saving the best for last. And there's definitely more to the story than what we know. But it's for us to find out, I guess. When they turn on each other, that's when we gonna find out the truth.
Phone, so it doesn't beep when I record you. You know what I mean? Basically threatening and Suge and trying to say, oh, I got conversation to you. Don't get it twisted, right? Once again, this is a Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. tactic that he uses, right, to try to get people to go along with what he said. Just like he did with Frank. He did it with Frank, like I told you, in the phone call about the subpoena. He's telling Frank one thing, telling the public one thing about, oh, Frank needs to go and testify in front of about what he saw in regards to Suge Knight and all of that. But at the same time, on the phone in private, he's telling them, hey man, if you don't go, if you duck the subpoena and don't get subpoenaed, everything should be all right. Right? Once again, I'm gonna go back to it. Look, I confess why I manipulated Frank Alexander to fabricate Orlando's theft of Tupac's chain. There is no valid reason. He wasn't there. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., I know you're watching. You weren't there. It wasn't your job to give Tupac an alibi. As a matter of fact, he's lying again. And this right here, he's saying the video, he's basically saying that, I was trying to give Tupac an alibi from not being violated because at that time I thought Tupac was going to survive. He's a bald-faced liar. Why? His father just said in a police video on Bomb First with the Seaside Police that Reggie told him that early on, within 3 hours, right? Listen, within 3 hours or an hour or 3 hours, that Suge Knight had been shot and Tupac was dead. So how in the hell if he's going to tell his father that, and that's what his father said that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. told him. This is a fact, right? So when you understand that, when you understand what happened, how can he now, on top of another lie that he's confessing to one lie, right? But on top of that lie, he told a whole nother lie in regards to, well, Suge got shot and Tupac, he dead. But he's saying that he came up with this lie to get Frank, to manipulate Frank Alexander, right? To fabricate Orlando's theft of Tupac's chain because he didn't want Tupac to get violated because he thought Tupac was going to survive. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. makes up stories as he goes along to try to get people to view. He's running out of content. He's running out of content. And so he does the video yesterday. And if you go look at the last video that he done yesterday, talking about Suge Knight said that he told Frank Alexander to get 5 more security guards. And guess what? Frank Alexander did tell Reggie, because he said he did. And he talked to Reggie or tried to contact Reggie twice in that night. As a matter of fact, Tupac Shakur told Frank to call Reggie. ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, he told Frank Alexander to call Reggie because Tupac and them were waiting for Suge Knight to come so that they could go to the fight. Tupac say, go call for Reggie to find out where they are. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. knew what was going on. You understand what I'm saying? The whole time he knew that Frank was the only one on him. So now, this confession right here tells you everything that you need to know, that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was not present for the fight between Orlando and Tupac. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was not present for the shooting. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. did not send adequate security like Frank had told him after Suge Knight told Frank that, right? Why would you think that we told him to send 5 more security guards? You got to understand, you know Frank told Reggie because Frank was with Suge. So you think that Suge gonna tell Frank Alexander something in regards to, Frank telling him to send, 5 more security. You think Frank gonna be next to Suge and disobey his order? No. And Frank said as much. I'm gonna bring you that video too. But this right here, this is egregious. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what kind of proof you need to understand who Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is. So much so that when I've been talking about the lies that he'd been telling, he made a video. This was done a while back, right? But I'm showing it to you because it's very important that you understand. This is not the Lakewood Mall chain. This is the Euthanasia chain. You know, the same company that Yasmin Fula ran, the same company that wrote the letter, sent the fax to Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. firing him on August 27, 1996. This chain is a euthanasia chain. So you mean to tell me that Reggie confessed? Yeah, but he, in his confession, he tries to offer up a justification, or better yet, a further manipulation of the story. When, guess what? It wasn't his place to come up with any kind of story. David Kenner didn't ask him to. Suge Knight didn't ask him to. And as a matter of fact, Suge Knight didn't even know Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. Unilaterally decided to come up with this story. How egregious is that? He wasn't there for none of it. So why would he come up with a story about something that he wasn't there for? You see it. It's appalling, man. It's appalling. This is why when you think about, people saying, and Keefe D saying that, hey, you know what? Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was the orchestrator. Like I said, he made the video. He said he allegedly had some kind of private conversation with Suge Knight and then threatened Suge Knight that he was recording him without his permission and that, quote, I don't have an Apple phone, so it doesn't beep when I record you. He was basically threatening Suge Knight, right? Calling Suge Knight a pathological liar. Also saying that, Choke No Joke, talking to Suge Knight, that Suge Knight would somehow be talking to someone who's a snitch. We haven't seen any paperwork on Choke No Joke. We've seen paperwork on Reggie. We've heard Reggie on the dossier. We've heard Reggie confessing to being an FBI informant. We've heard him do that out of his mouth. So how is, when Suge Knight allegedly talks to, because I don't know if he talks to Choke No Joke or not, how if did Suge Knight, if he did, how is it different than talking to Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., who is a known confess snitch? It is sickening. The mind games that are being played, the feeble mind games that are being played here, ladies and gentlemen. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. has produced no paperwork on Choke No Joke, right? In regards to anything like that. But would have the audacity to say if Suge allegedly did talk to Choke No Joke that, oh, he's talking to someone who is alleged to be some kind of law cooperator, when in fact Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is saying in that video that he spoke to Suge Knight, and Suge Knight told him about, he told Frank Alexander to send get 5 more security guards, and Frank Alexander did in fact call Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. and ask him that. Well, Suge Knight is talking to Reggie. Reggie is a self-confessed informant who admits that he plays both sides. This is a fact from his mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. This is involving the murder of Tupac Shakur. This is the guy right here who was the head of the security, who was responsible for the protection of Tupac Shakur, who immediately told lies after Tupac was shot. In the hospital, suffering and fighting for his life. This is the guy right here who's trying to
So we're not here to tear Reggie down. We're just here to get to the facts. Did Tupac fire Reggie and fire the security guard for not giving him his music when he sent his auntie to come pick it up? That's the euthanasia chain that we're looking at. If Tupac had his own company, he was doing his own thing, and he felt like he put in his 3 albums, did anybody feel any type of way? Who has a reason to want to do something to Tupac? And that's where the leads are.
What you call it, clout chase, in the namesake of Tupac Shakur, who was supposed to protect him, now confessing that he lied and told Frank Alexander, no, not lie, but manipulated. It's a little bit different than the lie. He manipulated. So it was a well thought out plan, he thought, in regards to the situation. And like I told you, there were 5 or 6 lies that he told directly after Tupac was shot. This is appalling. This is madness, ladies and gentlemen. Watch out. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is on the loose. And he's coming to a lie near you, or is going to tell you a lie in the near future. This is what he does. But Suge Knight stood on business in that video. He didn't back down. Man. But when Reggie was asked for a second time, who told him about what happened afterwards? First, he said Suge Knight. When Suge Knight came out and said Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was a lie, they asked him again. He said, oh, it was the homies in the parking lot. That's a lie too. Ladies and gentlemen, you see it right here. I did the videos and the pressure was on so thick, and also that Frank Alexander had confessed. Look at the video in Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. says, yeah, Frank bitched out and changed his story. Well, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. tries to portray.
Look, Frank is no longer here, so it's not like Frank is here to defend himself in the first place.
As some kind of upstanding guy, but Frank bitched.
Hey, for that to be the 90s, that chain was hard, bro. That shit was like futuristic for real. Pac had a vision.
Oh, now it's the code of the streets. The same thing that Reggie said that he didn't follow when he told ABC's Nightline, oh, I don't follow the code of the streets. When he says in this video that Frank Alexander bitched out, that would basically be following the code of the streets. No snitching. Now, wouldn't that be? Amazing. This guy is the hypocrite of all hypocrites, the liar of all liar, the snake.
That's crazy. All right, man, I'm finna get into some music reviews. We just did the review to the Reggie Wright video, Confession. Did he confess? Was he involved? We don't know, man. To be continued to episode 6. But we're about to get into Surfgod music reviews. Check that out. Episode 1 coming soon.